What's going on, guys? Clifton Denny with On Your Own Outdoors. Gonna do a little bit different video today. This is a DIY. So this is a cover your own tail. Man, so if you notice your shooting is starting to go to crap and you think that it is your form, that's what happened to me. So I was shooting all the time and I thought my form was going to crap. I was pulling back and I was having to fight my bow over to get my my sights level. So anyways, I hollered at a buddy. He told me this little trick, DIY, hanging your bow up in the house. And man, it makes a hell of a difference. So I went from, my 20 and my 30 was always good. But used to, I was dropping dimes out there, 50, 60, and 70 to pie plates. And I couldn't figure out what it was. Well, it was me constantly torquing my bow to try to level something that wasn't level. So anyways, guys, you guys check this video out. I promise you, if you think your form's messed up or something like that, don't just go trash your bow and go get a new one, because that's what I was about to do. Check this out. Make sure your sights are level. This is a quick, easy way. You can do it at your house, and you can adjust that axis to bring that thing back. Is it going to be perfect? Maybe not, but it's good enough for government work. So, hey, y'all check this video out. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hey, we're going to do something a little bit different today. So, as some of you may know, last year, midway through season, I decided to go ahead and upgrade to the Mathews VXR. So with that being said, it was the middle of the season. Like everybody else, I'm rushing. I'm trying to get back into the tree, blah, blah, blah. So I threw a set of old sights on here. It is the Hunter Hoggett 7-pin, 7 deadly pin, whatever it is. Anyhow, so I threw these on here last year, kind of in a rush, got out in the yard, started sighting my bow in. And I'll show you guys in just a second. But what I noticed is with having the 7 pins, the further I got away from the target, so the 20 yard is just like this, it's dead on. There's a line, right? So we'll just use this as the line. So there's a line here, and as I got further away from 20 yards, my pins kind of started going like this, right? So I went ahead and sighted it in. Wasn't a big deal. Where I was hunting at towards the end of the season last year was pretty thick, so I wasn't really shooting over about 30 yards, so I wasn't too concerned. So anyways, getting ready for the season this year. We're 2 weeks out from season, or 3 weeks out from season at this point. I don't know when you are going to see this, but I started stepping on out. And so one thing that I realized while I was hunting last year too, in the video that you've seen of the Big 9, I hit that deer far back. And I did hit a limb, but I really don't think the limb should have deflected as much as it did. And so anyways, what I started realizing was, getting out here in the yard, yeah, you're supposed to watch the bubble on your sight, right? But when I was pulling back, I've got a left brace kicker that comes off made by Bloodline Stabilizers. And so I've never had an issue with trying to fight my bubble, right? Well, with this sight setup, that was an issue I was having. I was having to fight that bubble. Well, throughout the season, I kind of forgot about it. Well, shooting out here in the yard this last week, I was shooting, playing around, been doing the broadhead reviews at 50 yards. So at 50, I'm really good, but whenever I got out at 60 and 70, I was having a lot of problems. I'd get drew back, and I'm fighting my bow. So if I'm drew back like this, I'm fighting it over, fighting it, trying to get that bubble level, and it just wasn't smooth like it usually is, and it comes in and it's just there. So I went ahead and I contacted Jody down at Max Prairie Wings, and I was like, hey man, I've got to bring this bow in. I need you to realign my sights. I started doing some research and realized, with the pins going sideways, I realized that my sights was not perfectly level. And so that's the reason that I'm getting that angle effect on my pins. And so I just kind of thought it was me. So Jody and I talked for a few minutes, and what you guys don't know is Jody's shop is about, an hour and 30 minutes from here. So it's only about 45 minutes from where I hunt, which is fine. But once you step out of that, and I'm back here at the house, I'm trying to pump these videos out for guys. I'm trying to get these reviews in before season gets here. I'm playing with a 4-year-old. I've got a full-time job. The military's got me all over the place, traveling all over. And I just don't have any time. And so Jody did a really cool thing. So I've always thought, I needed a bow holder and all this kind of stuff. And if you can see here, I've got this hanging from a string. I'll pick up the camera in just a second. And so what we like to say is close enough for government work. So Jody told me, he said, we'll get you a string, tie it on your cam, make sure the knot is on top, tie it from something up above it. Make sure the knot is square, right? So the knot's on line, and it's gonna get you close to government work. Take all your stuff off the sides of your bow so there's no weight pointed one way or the other, and see what happens. And so anyways, I did that, and my bubble is most certainly far left, which, as most of you know, chase the arrow, right, whenever you're shooting. So all my pins are angling to the left. So I guess Jody was definitely onto something there. So we're gonna talk about is changing that axis to level out your sights. If you're watching this and you don't have the Hunter Hoggett 7-pin, it doesn't matter if you've got a pin sight or if you have a single pin sight that also has a leveling bubble on it. This is something you most certainly need to check out. I know some guys already know how to do it. I'm one that, I've been bow hunting exclusively for, I guess, 7 years, haven't been rifle hunting, and this is something that I never knew. I don't claim to know a lot about bows. I claim to know a lot of good guys that work for a bow shop, right? So I know how to kill deer. They know how to get my bow ready to do that. So anyways, this is gonna be my first kind of try at this. I'm really hoping it doesn't affect my 20-yard pin, considering the fact that the 20-yard is dead in line. The cool thing about the Hoggett sights is it has a straight, I don't know, it looks kind of like a wire that goes down. And it should have been my first sign, but it wasn't. I just thought it was a me thing, and so it is what it is. So I'm gonna pick you up here real quick, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. So if you look through there, this is gonna be kind of difficult because I'm trying to do this while y'all are here as well. Trying to get it square. So if you look through there, you can see those pins are kind of angled over. Maybe we can get a better shot from around on this side. So the pins kind of angled down going this direction. And if you see that level, it is leaning hard that way. So anyways, I texted Jody back, told him that's what it was, and he told me how to do it. So what you can do is you can actually pull up your sights on Google, on Amazon if you got them there, and a lot of times it'll explain to you how to adjust your actual axis. But with the Hunter Hogg, it's down here. So it's these two guys here on the bottom. You loosen one, it brings it one way, tighten up the other one, it brings it the other. If you shoot a Hunter Hogg sight, you know that's how the actual pins themselves work anyways. They work the exact same way. You loosen one, it's actually kind of, until you get used to it, it's kind of difficult because you loosen one and then tighten the other one to move it up, or you tighten the one that's on top to move it down. All right, so I'm gonna bring y'all through this little process with me. We're gonna learn together. So I'm gonna try to loosen one off and just see what happens here. So another thing that y'all might not realize is I'm really bad about hunting in inclement weather, and everything I have is rusty. All right, so all right, so what I did is I spun the right side. And it actually looks like it might have moved some, so what I'm gonna do is give it a couple good spins here and just see if I can get that thing to moving. So that didn't do it. I'm gonna go ahead, tighten that one back up. By the way, these are reverse threaded, so if you go to messing with it, know that that's real close. So I'm gonna loosen that right one back off. I actually kind of went too far there. Take this one, see if I can tighten it back in. that's close. So let's see what happens. If I go ahead and bring that one back around there. So I'm gonna loosen this right side back off just a smidge. Tighten the left one back. Too much. Now I'm gonna loosen the left one back off just a, and then see what happens. We'll bring this right back around. So as you can tell, it's just something to play with. Your left one seems like it's your leveling, and your right one seems like it's basically a set. So you get your left one in and out where you want it, and then you get your right one to set it. Seems to be what's happening here. The more you tighten the left one, the further around, or maybe the more you loosen the left one, the further right it goes. Let's see. Boy, that is just so close to perfect. See what happens if I snug that joker on down there. All right, so your left one is definitely your kind of floater, and your right one seems like it's kind of the set. So y'all can't see what I'm doing here, which makes it a little bit more difficult, but I am actually just kind of critiquing the hell out of it. It's pretty much in there. See if I can get this dude to. So like he said, man, this will get you close enough to government work, but I am trying to get it just absolutely perfect. Too much, not enough, too much, not enough. Back and forth on this thing. Man, that's it right there. So I'm gonna show you guys here. I'm gonna show you guys what I got. So, same what it was before. I don't know how well you can see that level there, but it is, as I would say, in there like swimwear. So, let me bring it back around this way. So if you're looking at the bottom of your sight, this one here that is on your left-hand side of your bow. So if you're looking down your sights, the one that's on the left-hand side of your bow, that is the one that actually adjusts left and right. So the more you loosen it, the more to the right. So it kind of tilts your sights up. The more you tighten it, it goes back to the left. So loosey to the right, righty to the lefty. You guys are shooting your bow and you're realizing that your pins aren't directly lining up as they should. Just know that what you probably need to do is reset those axes. And you can do that yourself. Like I said, this is gonna get close enough to government work. It's not gonna be perfect, but find you something in your house that you can tie a string on. Make sure that your knot is straight and make sure your knot that is on top of your bow is straight up and down, so it's not pulling it left or right. Take all your stuff off the side. Make sure you don't have any quiver. Make sure you take your side braces off. All of that good stuff. That way it's not making that bow cant. And yeah, you can do this at home, and this is a good way to set that axis on your bow so that you know your bow is level. Because if your bow is not level, just like mine, I shoot all the time, which is probably why it took me so long to notice it. But just like mine, they're kind of sitting in here, and it wasn't even that bad, man. It was just like this, but it was just enough that if I tried to leave it, if I tried not to shoot it square, so if I brought my bow up and I didn't fight that bubble over in there and I just kind of went natural with it, then I was most certainly pulling, 6, 8, 10 inches to the left. And so anyways, yeah, guys, that's all I got for you today. Check this out. Hopefully it helps some of y'all. Like I said, it doesn't have to be the Spot Hogg site to be able to get this done. You can look up your sites. It's going to have pins on there that's the same way, or bolts on there, screws on there the same way, and just play with it. The only way that you learn is to get out there and get with it and try to figure it out yourself. So I appreciate Jody giving me that advice, so I don't have to run an hour and a half to the bow shop every time. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I look forward to seeing y'all later on in the week. Hopefully that by this time, some people's done posted some kill shots up on the page, and we're all sitting over here reminiscing and wishing that it was us. So good hunting, guys. We'll see y'all next time.